Good afternoon to you, Sava here from Sava Talks Football. Hope everybody is well. A little bit to discuss today. First of all, Hugo Lloris, 6 to 8 weeks. Some reports suggesting possibly 12 weeks. I'm seeing a lot of people saying, oh my God, but he's been brilliant because he's kept 3 clean sheets in a row. I'm seeing people say, well, it doesn't really matter because he's not very good. He's been at fault for many of our goals we've conceded this year. A player that really does divide opinion this season. And I mean, I don't think you could have said that about many of his years at Tottenham. He's been here a very long time. For me personally, I don't see it as an issue. I don't think he's been the Hugo Lloris that we know. I don't think his form has been anywhere near as good as what we have seen in years gone by. Yes, you could say he's made, he's kept 3 clean sheets in the last 3 games. I would argue and say, did he have anything to do against Preston? Did he really have anything to do against Man City? And then Fulham, again, a couple of good saves, but there wasn't lots for him to do. I'm not knocking him. I'm just saying sometimes those sort of stats can, kind of skew with what reality is. Look, I think Forster's a capable replacement for a few months. I'm not saying long term at all. He should definitely not be the number one at this club. But I do feel that we're not going to see this huge drop off that a lot of people seem to think we will. Hugo has been making mistakes. When Forster's come in, I've not really seen him do anything wrong. I don't think Forster's an amazing goalkeeper. I do feel, though, that he does a job. He's experienced in the Premier League. He's experienced in the Champions League. He's won trophies, albeit in Scotland, but he's still got that experience. So I think that we'll be just fine in that department. And it'll be very interesting to see how he does straight away at Leicester at the weekend. Talking about the Leicester game, so let me know your thoughts. What do you make of the whole Hugo Lloris situation? Bear in mind, this is a premiered video as well. So if you see me in the chat typing, I'm not typing. This is made earlier on today. So where do you stand with it? Is this the last we'll see of Hugo Lloris in a Spurs shirt? Should it be the last we see of him? If Forster comes in and does well, do you then just bring Lloris straight back in? All of these different things that I guess you have to consider. I know there'll be probably a split on that as to say, well, he's the number one goalkeeper. Of course, he comes straight back in 8 weeks. But what if Forster does come in and do well? What if he comes in and saves us in game after game? What if he does that? Then what do we do? Just food for thought. So he's going to get his chance for AC Milan. Against AC Milan, he's going to play against Leicester. He's going to play in games against the likes of Chelsea and Wolves. So it's a big time for him, a big time for the club. So best of luck to Fraser Forster, and you've got your opportunity. If you don't take it, that's on you, buddy. But let's see what he can do. Looking at that Leicester game as well, we've got Romero suspended after his 2 yellow cards and sending off against Manchester City on Sunday. Now, this is an interesting one. What do we do? You've got a number of players that can come in and play there, none of which I rate. So I'm sure many people don't rate them. So who do you play? Do you bring in Tanganga, who is probably more of a right-sided centre-back? Sanchez, who's a right-sided centre-back? Do you bring in Longley, shuffle Dyer across, and put Longley in the middle? Do you just put Longley in that position? Interesting one. Interesting food for thought there. So you've got Rodon. Sorry, you haven't got Rodon. You've got Sanchez, Tanganga, and Longley as the 3 options. Some people are even suggesting putting Emerson Royal at right centre-back and bringing Porro to right wing-back. Not for me. I personally don't want to see that. I want to see Porro get in this team as a right wing-back, and I don't really want to see Emerson Royal. Yes, credit where it's due. He did very well at the weekend. But one game for me isn't enough for me to change my mind on a footballer. So I would like to see Porro come in against Leicester City, and I don't want to see Emerson Royal at right centre-back. That's just me. Personally, it's the lesser of, I say lesser, it's which poison do you pick? Tanganga, very rash. Sanchez, I'll be honest, I've never seen a player as bad in the air as Davinson Sanchez, losing the flight of the ball with regularity. Worrying times. Longley, Looks comfortable on the ball at times, but a bit lethargic. Not a lot of pace in there. Interesting one. What would you do? Who would you play? Big week coming up for Spurs. Big week. You've got Leicester City away and you've got AC Milan on Valentine's Day. Why is it a big week? Well, as I said in a video yesterday or the day before, you've got a great win now. You've got a great win under your belt against Manchester City, and the morale is high. You can sense that in the fan base as well. It's kind of renewed some vigor within the fan base. You know, there seems to be a bit more positivity flowing through the fan base. However, what I have said all along is that win doesn't mean anything for me unless followed up at Leicester. If you lose to Leicester, it's just, okay, that was a great win against City, but we didn't kick on. Beat Leicester City, you're now 4 games in a row. Now you're in a flow. Now you're in a flow. So can they do it? I'm not sure. Can we beat Leicester? Well, we certainly should be able to beat Leicester. But they're an unpredictable team, Leicester City. Very unpredictable. They've got a sprinkling of new players. I think all 3 of their new signings made their debuts. I think 2 of them scored as well. So that'll be, am I right in saying that? Tete and Suter both scored, I think, at the weekend. So for me, again, we could win and probably should win, but this is Tottenham. We've seen this before. So let's pray that we can get that win over the line. And then what that does, it gives us great confidence for the game against AC Milan. AC Milan are in no form. They're in no form at all. If you look at their last 6, 7, 8 games, they've been absolutely dreadful, losing every week, conceding goals for fun. They do not look like a happy ship. And I really hope that Spurs can pile that misery onto them. Can we? I think we can. I think we will. I think we will. I think that the win against Man City should now give us that belief. I don't think we should be fearing AC Milan. I'm not saying they've not got good players, but they're not in form. Does form go out the window in a Champions League clash? Possibly. Can they get up for it? Possibly. Should we get up for it? Absolutely. There should be no reason why not. So I suspect that we'll do well. I think we'll get through over the 2 legs against Milan. I do worry, though, when we play a top team over 2 legs. I think, you know, in a one-off game, we've proven over the years that we can always do the one-off game. Over 2 games, not as simple. So, look, it's a cup competition at the end of the day, the Champions League. It's all about the draw, isn't it? It's all about the luck of the draw. Can we go far in a competition? Depends who you get. Depends who's in form. Depends who's fit, who's missing through injury and suspension, etc., etc. So, cup competitions, anything can happen. Then, of course, we've got Sheffield United as well coming up. We've got Sheffield United who beat Wrexham. Sheffield United away. Will it be an easy game? I mean, games like this you can look at and say, yeah, it should be easy. They're in the Championship. Doesn't always work like that. Doesn't always work like that. I guess it will be a hard-fought battle. I think they're going to try and win every first ball, every second ball. I think our quality should see us through that, though. So all in all, a very big couple of weeks coming up for Tottenham Hotspur. A very big few months coming up for Fraser Forster. Christian Romero being suspended, not ideal, but let's be fair, he'll be back for the Milan game. All in all, it's been a good week for Tottenham. Since the window shut, I think it's actually been good. You know, winning against Man City. If we can carry that on with Leicester, I think it'll be a phenomenal couple of weeks. So all in all, positive, but let's kick on. That's all I want to see from Tottenham now. I will be going live at 6 p.m. So when you're watching this video, it will be about an hour from now. I'll be going live for a Wednesday chat with Mr. Box Office, getting his thoughts on Tottenham, on the Champions League, the FA Cup, the signings we've made, Conte's football, all of it. We'll be getting his thoughts on that. So please join us live at 6 p.m. Thank you to everyone that has liked and subscribed to videos. It really is, it's nice to see. It is comforting, I suppose, for a YouTuber when you see people do like your content. And if you haven't subscribed, please do. We're chasing down 3,500. So I'm very proud of that. And we will kick on. So thank you very much. Hope you enjoyed the video. Please leave your thoughts in the comments. And I will see you all at 6 p.m. Thanks, everyone. Take care. Bye-bye.